Welcome back to another episode of Talking Sports with your boy DP. And it's your boy DP here with you, man. And we are finna do part 2 of players to watch this spring. And we finna talk about the defense, baby. Because we all know offense may win games, but defense win championships, you dig? So for the Miami Hurricanes to take the next step to being a great and elite team, we gotta get this defense together. It was a lot of left to be desired from last year, as far as for the defense, man. If we would have had a top 10 to top 15 defense last year, who knows? We might have would have been in the national championship game. We damn sure would have won the ACC championship for the first time. Cause I want that bad. That's the only thing I want this year. That's the only thing. The ACC championship. I'm tired of the bull crap, the FS Pooh fans and the Florida hater fans. All they be talking about, y'all ain't never won the conference. Y'all ain't never won y'all conference. Man, forget all that job, man. So defense, we got to tighten up, man. We got some new coaching staffs on the defensive side of the football. But I told you I ain't gonna really talk about the coaches that much until we probably get into fall camp. Cause then I feel like everything gonna be solidified. I ain't heard nothing about Coach Will Harris. Well, I ain't heard anything about Coach Will Harris going to the NFL. I've been hearing he's been at the Miami Hurricane facility, working with the players, helping the DBs, get their things together. And I've heard Kevin Beard is still there, so everything looking good on that end for the most part. But with that being said, we finna hop right into the defense, man. Players to watch this spring from the defense side of the ball. We gonna start off, you feel me, with one of my favorite players on this defense. And I gotta introduce him by a quote from one of my favorite Batman movies, Dark Knight Rising. And the fella told Batman, "You merely adapted the dark. I was born in it." None other than Reuben Hurricane Bang, baby. Reuben Hurricane Bang, listen. Might as well, they were trying to rob him on his star rating. Had him coming in as a 4-star or blah, blah, blah. This man was a 5-star. They trying to knock him because of his size when he was coming out of high school. But me personally, I feel like he was a 5-star. And as a freshman, that's how he played. Now, last year, his sophomore season, it wasn't as special as his freshman season, but I feel like he was playing dinged up. He got dinged up in the first game of the year against the Florida Gators, and he missed, I want to say, 3 to 4 games after the Florida Gator game. But Reuben Bang, I know he's coming with it. Reuben Bang, his freshman year, let's see what the stats was. He had 44 total tackles, 7.5 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles. Sophomore year, like I said, left more to be desired. 23 total tackles, 3.5 sacks. But what I want to say about Reuben Bang, man, this is really what I want from Reuben Bang. Because as you see the size, ESPN got him listed at 6'3", 275 pounds. But I've been hearing he's a little close to 290 now. I'm hearing he weighs a little more than 275 at this point in his career. So what I would like to see is Reuben Bang move inside the D tackle. I would love to see that, because by the way, we starting off with the edge rushers. You feel me? That's what we starting off with. But I would like to see for Reuben Bang to move inside the D tackle, dog. Because Coach D. Lou is going to do wonders for you if you do that, my friend. Mind you, at 6'3", 275 plus, you're bigger than Aaron Donald. I know you're bigger than Aaron Donald. And you got pass rush moves just like Aaron Donald. I feel like if you move the defensive tackle, Mr. Reuben Hurricane Bang Jr., I feel like you're going to be one of the best defensive tackles that ever stepped foot on the Miami University. Well, my University of Miami. Let me say it right. The University of Miami, the U campus. The best DT to ever walk foot on campus if you move the defensive tackle. And that's saying a lot. Because we got Calais Campbell, Vince Wilford, Warren Sapp, and Coach D. Lou all representing that position. And some more guys in the past that were before my time. But I feel like you could be one of the greatest ever if you move to that defensive tackle. Because it's going to get to the point where once you get to the NFL, I feel like it's going to happen anyways. So don't do what James Williams did and procrastinate the inevitable. Because eventually, James Williams, he was fighting that he wanted to be a safety. He wanted to play safety. I feel like if he would have just moved the linebacker his sophomore year and played it from then on out, he probably would have been starting right now as an NFL linebacker. But we're talking about Ruben Hurricane Bang right now. That's really what I want from Ruben Hurricane Bang, because he's the truth, man. And I know he's ready for a big junior year. Feel me? He got some beast on that coaching staff right now to let him know what's happening. Some real NFL vets. So, moving on, we got my boy Hakeem Mesidor coming back for his 6th year. And listen, I feel like he really want to show the NFL that he's a true defensive end. For the simple fact, he played a lot inside, just to help out the team. But his true position was really a defensive end, because once they moved him back outside towards the latter half of the year, the man was balling, doing his thing. Now, Hakeem Mesidor has a lot of production. And last spring, they say he was going ham at the defensive end position, which I wish they just would have let him do that the whole year. Just flip-flop him and Ruben Bain. Let Ruben Bain play inside. Let Hakeem play outside. And that side of the defensive line, we didn't have to worry about that at all. I'm guaranteed that much. Because my boy Hakeem Mesidor had a lot of snaps, man. His first year, he was at, I want to say, West Virginia, when he had 32 total tackles and 5 sacks on the year. 2021, he came to the U, 38 total tackles, 4.5 sacks. In 2022, 38 total tackles, 7.5 sacks, my bad. And he had 1 forced fumble. 2023, he was hurt. And then last season, he had 32 total tackles and 5.5 sacks. Move my dog to the outside. Let him put that film on the tape. Let him put the film on tape and let him show NFL scouts that he is a true defensive end. Because listen, Ruben Bain, Hakeem Mesidor, we got some big dogs, some captains in that defensive line room, ready to show the young bucks how to do what it do when you repping this you feel me? So now we're going to move on. And we are going to talk about a guy that really impressed me since he's been here at the University of Miami. Going into, I want to say, going into his sophomore season or junior season. Malik Bryant going into his junior season. And listen, he is a dog. He works hard. He plays hard on every down. Very disciplined player. I want to see a lot more coming into his junior season. I want to see a lot more out of Malik Bryant because he got a lot of potential. I love the effort that he showed. I want to say when he stopped Virginia Tech from trying to convert a 4th down with a fake field goal. Yeah, Malik Bryant did that. He handled his business. And he had a lot of other plays in that game. He showed a lot of flashes, shows a lot of promise. Last season had 17 total tackles and 1.5 sacks. So Malik Bryant, we're going to see what you're going to do on that edge of this season, my boy, because I know you're finna get a lot more playing time. You don't got bigger and stronger, because the 6'2", 225, you looked way bigger than that last season. You looked at least about 235, 240 at least last season. So hopefully we put a couple of more pounds on, get busy on that edge, because that's the proper position for you. I know ESPN got you listed as a linebacker, but you're truly an edge rusher. Feel that's the best position for you in my eyes, and probably other fans too. But moving on to a young buck, I'm talking about real youngster, came into the college football world at 16 years old. And I want to say just not turning 17 or 18. I don't know if it's 17 or 18, but I know my dog young, Mr. Armando Blunt. Listen, I feel like it's going to be, listen. This defensive line room, it's going to be some competition in this thing, man. And this young man right here, I feel like he's going to be fighting for some playing time also. The young man don't got bigger, the young man don't got stronger. Coming out of Miami Central, the same high school that Ruben Bain came from. They just breed dogs from that high school, you feel me? Shout out to Coach Jude. But listen, Armando Blunt, a youngster, didn't get much playing time last year. He was out there here and there, feel me? But I feel like this is a year he's gonna really push the issue to get out there on that field and make some more noise. So we're gonna see how you look out there this spring. We're gonna see Armando Blunt. We're gonna see what we hear about you. So let's get to the next guy, the next youngster, Marquise Lightfoot, a 5-star out of the Chicago area. The reason he ain't get much playing time last year, because it was a weight issue. He ain't had that much pounds on him. See, ESPN got him listed at 6'5", 230, but I don't think he was 230. He might have been a little lighter than that. But I see the way his frame set up. I can see him putting some pounds on his frame. I just hopefully he be patient, don't try to transfer or nothing. Get that weight on. Learn from Coach Jason Taylor. Learn from Coach D. Lou. And go out there, get busy, handle your business, and become a great hurricane, you feel me? So we're going to move on from Marquise Lightfoot. I'm talking about this defensive line room is full of weapons. Like the next weapon I'm going to talk about, from the state of Alabama, Cole McConaty II, 6'5", 225. Now this young man, honestly, he looked like he's at least 240. He looked way bigger than 225. He came in with enough size play. He got a little burn last year here and there, got 1 tackle on the season. But I feel like he had some learning to do. He had to get used to the college speed of football. You feel me? He had to get used to the speed of college football. Let me say it that way. But I see a lot of potential in Cole McConaty. A lot of y'all might not know the way Coach Mario Cristobal them got this recruit out of the state of Alabama. Old Phillip Rivers was a coach of the opposing team of this young man, Cole McConaty. And he say, hey, man, he had I don't know who personally he knew at the University of Miami, but he hit up his partner and say, hey, man, y'all might want to see this kid, Cole McConaty. He's wrecking havoc out here, man. We couldn't do nothing to stop him when we went against him at the high school level. So we're going to see what Cole McConaty do, man. Ruben Baines say he was attached to his hip last year. So I know he was watching that big dog work. So I know he got the big dog mentality. So we're going to see what Cole McConaty brings to the table this spring. Now let me get a little water break before I talk about the next person, man. All right. Last year, this young player ain't get much playing time, but because he was a freshman and he had to add a little weight on him because he was light coming in. But Booker Pickett Jr., man, college football 25, they love him because they got his rating going sky high. They got him with a lot of potential. And I see a lot of potential out of him also. All I feel like is once he add that weight, probably can't nothing stop this young man, man. He was doing his thing in the Temple area out of high school, 6'4", 210. That's what ESPN got him listed as. And he probably did look like he was about 210 last year when I went to the camp. But I don't know how the young man has grown. I haven't seen him since, you feel me? They was out there on the field on TV. So we'll see if Booker Pickett can put some weight on, because, hey, the young man got a lot of potential. So we're going to see what he do this spring. See if he don't put some weight on him and got right. But the next person we're going to talk about, a lot of fans may not know this young man, but some people do know the young man that follow the Canes, much as I follow the Canes. And that is Elias Rudolph. He really from upstate. I don't know exactly from where, but he played his senior year of high school football in Deerfield Beach. But the young man got a lot of size, man. He's 6'5". ESPN got him listed as 210, but when I went to the camp, he looked like he was roughly about 230, you feel me? Maybe he got some more weight on him, because that's really what stopped him from getting a lot of meaningful playing time also was the weight. But I'm telling you, this defensive line room, we got a lot of size, a lot of length. And this is just the edge rushers I'm talking about. I'm still talking about edge rushers, defensive ends. This is the guys I'm still mentioning right now. We got so many of them. I'm telling you, the competition is going to be fierce in the defensive line room, and I love it. I love it. We ain't giving away no playing time. You got to earn it this year and every year that Mario Cristobal here. And I respect that. We ain't giving out nothing. And if you're going to cry, and if you got a parent that's mad, like my dog say, year one, come get your jit. It is what it is. Go Canes. I'm repping with the U. At one point, I used to be a Players fan, but I'm a Miami Hurricanes fan. Because nowadays, the transfer portal, they'll take your favorite player in a blink of an eye. You have his jersey on, getting ready to go to the game next year, and now he on a whole nother team. So me personally, I'm waiting till it's their senior year or they already graduated to buy the jerseys. Nah, that's just me personally. But moving on from Elias Rudolph, next up, got highly rated freshman Hayden Lowe, 5-star out of the Cali area. Going back to Cali, out of the California area. Hayden Lowe, 5-star. This is what 24/7 Sports got on rated. I'm country. Them words be coming out fast. I have to slow down sometimes. But 6'4.5", 250 pounds. I'm talking about grown man size. Was dominating out there in the All-American Bowl. That's really what got him his 5th star. And the young man is a beast, man. The young man is a monster, dog. And I'm glad Coach Jason Taylor was able to get this young man to come to the U, man. Because a lot of people wanted him. A lot of people wanted this young man. And from what I seen on his film, I seen he's a very disciplined young man. He knows when to get upfield. He knows when to be patient, especially against the RPO. He is not going after the running back unless he knows the quarterback gave that thing up. He can chase that thing from behind and get a tackle for a loss. Or if he for sure the quarterback keeping that thing, oh Lord have mercy, the quarterback finna pay. And that's all I got to say. But shout out to Hayden Lowe. We're gonna see what he do in the spring, because I feel like this is a young man that also has potential to get some early playing time as a freshman. Maybe he come out there like the young cat that went to South Carolina. I want to say his name, Devin Stewart, because that young man, Mario wanted him bad too. He was out there going crazy this season. Thinking that Dylan Stewart maybe. But we talking about the Hurricanes right now. So moving on. This is one of my favorite recruits, one of my underdog, maybe the underdog of the year, underdog of the class. But he really ain't even an underdog, but I'm a big fan of the young man. And that's Herbert Stroggins III, a.k.a. Third. See, listen, Herbert Stroggins III, he probably only a 4-star because he's 6'2", 235. But it ain't going to be nothing for him to put a little size on and get stronger. Now, height is not an issue. Because one reason why I love this young man, now listen to me now, let me give you a little background check. The young man led the state of Georgia, I want to say damn near 2 years in a row, his senior and junior year in sacks. The man is a sack machine. And no, he ain't out there playing against poor little Tim. He's just bullying him out the way, just using his muscle just to run all through him because he know he's stronger and better than him. No. This young man got the pass rush moves, what you need. The man bag so big, he looking like Santa Claus out there, ready to deliver Christmas presents. Herbert Stroggins, listen, you gotta go check out the man huddle tape. It speaks for itself. The man is a football player. Pass rush moves galore. The man can dip when he need to and get to the quarterback. The man is a pure sack artist. I'm a big fan of the young man. I can't wait to see him at the U. I can't wait to hear about what he do in this spring. You never know. The young man might force for some PT out there this season. Who knows? The defensive line room kind of thick now. But listen, Mr. Herbert Stroggins, he got the pass rush moves, what you need. And the young man know football. I'm telling you, I seen Chalupa Batman interview him. Shout out to Chalupa Batman in the You Heard podcast. Listen, the young man gonna be ready. Moving on, got a guy that's in my neck of the woods up here. I'm in Gainesville, Florida right now. So around all these Florida haters, I ain't even got to call them the lizards or whatever you want to call them, because they dang sure ain't bite like no gator. We're going to spank them in Hard Rock. We got somebody that they couldn't get out they neck of the woods, and that's Mika Newton. Now, this young man, 3-star edge rushers, 6'2", 255. Very, very athletic. He's a very athletic young man. I'm talking about, I watched one play on his highlight tape where he read the screenplay, backed up, picked that thing off in the air, and was trying to take it back to the crib, but he got tackled. You know, he a big boy, you feel me? Big boys ain't gonna do everything. I was impressed that he was able to read the play and intercept the ball right now. It shows football IQ. Now, I feel like he's a developmental piece, but hey, you never know. He might put in that work and surprise some people this spring, because the young man looked pretty strong. So we gonna see, man, what Mika Newton bring to the table. Now we gonna get to the defensive tackles, dog. Let me sip on a little bit more water. I've been rambling, talking my noise, talking my stuff. But I love McCain's, man. It's all about you. I can't wait to us to get back on top. I feel like we slowly getting there. Now, I don't know what this season will bring, but I feel like this defense will be better than last year's defense. I can only hope, though. I can't give you no guarantees. But I feel like this defense is going to come do what it do. Now, offense, excuse me, we going to have to run that ball and run it. Every team that was in the Natty was able to run the ball this year. So, moving on, talk about the defensive tackles. And we're going to start off with my dog, Ahmad Moten Sr., man. 6'3", 325. That's what ESPN got him listed as. Listen, Ahmad Moten, I got a lot of respect for this young man. You feel me? He came in as a freshman, got a little bit of playing time. I want to say he got a little tip INT, 2 tackles his freshman year. And then this past season, his sophomore season, had 18 total tackles, 1 sack. And they tried to say when he knocked the old boy head off of GT that was targeting, but that wasn't targeting. He hit him all in the chest. The helmet only came off of Ruben Bain grabbed the face mask. I can't say that. But I'm really interested to see how Ahmad Moten junior season will be. This spring, I feel like he's going to show the coaching staff that he's ready to take the next step and be a starter, if you ask me. Because I seen a lot of potential last year when I seen Ahmad Moten out there on that field. I seen him doing his job. I seen him getting busy. I seen him pushing guys back a lot. And now you got Coach D. Lou finna give you some skills and some of his techniques and juices and knowledge that he know from all this football that he played. Because he was a Hurricane great, and he was a part of one of those classes where Miami was having a down year. But then they built up all the way up to the point where they got robbed out of playing the national championship and had to beat the brakes off Florida haters in the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. You feel me? Beat them up twice, on the field and on Bourbon Street, if you know what I mean. But yeah, man, Ahmad Moten, I'm looking for a big year out of Ahmad Moten Sr. this junior season. And hopefully I hear a lot about him in the spring. And another guy I'm looking forward to see a big jump in development is Justin Scott. He was a 5-star last year. I want to say he was also out of the Chicago area. 6'4", 298, but I feel like he weigh more than that. Now he in the 300s right now. And it's athletically, you feel me? He ain't no sloppy, you feel me, big guy. He's athletically built big guy. Probably come from the basketball background. Got a little bit of playing time last year, his freshman year. 7 total tackles on the year and 1 sack. I'm looking for a big jump for Justin Scott. I want to see some major push and development from this big guy, because we're going to need it. We're going to need our defensive tackles to raise havoc. And that's why I'm so glad that Coach D. Lou is here, because I seen the jump that Colorado made from their first year that Dion was there to last year. That D-line was biting out there, and they led the Big 12 in sacks. You feel me? Because, listen, the defense, the first year Deion Sanders was there over there at Colorado, everybody was running each and every way on Colorado. Ain't nobody respected. But they put some respect on their name. Coach D. Lou got that thing right and tight. So, next person we're going to talk about is a young man that been battling the injury since he got to the U, you feel me? Unfortunately. But Josh Horton, coming out of the state of Georgia, 6'4", 295. I love the size on the young man. And when he's healthy in practice, coaches have a lot of positive things to say about him. He just got to stay healthy. So hopefully this spring he can be completely healthy, go out there and fight for some playing time. Because you've been here, I want to say, you was a red shirt freshman, so you're probably a red shirt sophomore this year. So you've been here a while, so you got to show us something, big dog. Cause listen, all Coach Mario gonna do is keep adding talent to the roster. He can't wait on you to do what we recruited you to do. You got to come out here and do it. Now we're getting you some good development out here with Coach D. Lou. I'm gonna keep representing Coach D. Lou to the fullest, cause I just got a lot of trust in that that defensive coach right there. I'm finna say head coach, I'm tripping. We got another young man, a freshman last year, didn't get much playing time, but is athletically gifted to be a defensive tackle. And that's Artavius Jones, man, from Bluntstown, Florida. I want to say that's the Tallahassee area. I don't even want to mention them people over there up there in Tallahassee as far as the school. As the people, you feel me? I got a few homeboys up there and friends and stuff that I love, shout out to them. But far as that school up there in Tallahassee, the one that's up the road from FAMU, I don't care nothing about that school there. But Artavius Jones, man, a strong young man. I want to hear what he do out here this spring. A lot of potential. We gonna see, man. The young man ain't small, 6'3", 310. So we gonna see what Artavius Jones brings to the table this spring. Now moving on to a freshman, Dante Simpson, coming from Chaminade, Madonna. Now this young man, he get a lot of rave about how he is a pass rush defensive tackle, but a lot of people underestimate the young man's strength. The young man is pretty strong. You feel me? Don't let the pass rush and the finesse ability fool you, because the man just got a lot of technique. 6'3", 281 though, 3-star athlete. So I feel like he gonna be a developmental piece. And mind you, before I move on, it's a few players that I haven't talked about that I won't be talking about or mentioning, because I'm talking about guys to look for this spring. Cause some guys are hurt, like Bobby Washington, he's hurt this spring, so I won't be mentioning Bobby Washington. He's getting some stuff cleaned up. I want to say Isaiah Taylor, he's getting stuff cleaned up. Charles Brantley, the transfer corner, I want to say he's also getting stuff cleaned up. Who else? Dylan Russell, the defensive tackle, the freshman that we got last year, he also getting some stuff cleaned up, I think. But moving on to the next player, transfer portal from Louisiana Tech, David Blake. I've been hearing a lot of good things about David Blake, and I see some good things when it comes to his stats. Defensive tackle, he's one of those guys that will hold his own down there. He can start the run and he also can get after the pass. So we got a lot of good things to expect from David Blake, but hey, let's see what he can do on this level. And me personally, I feel like he gonna be just fine, because he was able to hold his own when they played against SEC competition when he was at Louisiana Tech. He looked pretty good when he played against Arkansas, and he gonna have more players at his skill level on the University of Miami. You feel me? To compat what he can do. You feel me? He had, let's see the stats right quick, 45 total tackles last year and 6 sacks. So like I say, he can get after the quarterback if he need to. We're gonna see, man. 6'4", 303. Hopefully he can get some more weight on. But I'm gonna be honest, us being fans of the University of Miami, the Hurricane players, our players tend to probably lose weight by the time we get to the latter half of the year, because it don't really get that cold in Miami. It never get cold, so it's easier to lose weight down south in South Florida as compared to schools in up north like Ohio State and Penn State. It get cold around the later half of the year, so their players is easy to hold their weight more. So a lot of our players probably do lose weight during the time of the year. I don't know what they can do to combat that. Maybe eat a little more, who knows. But hey, it is what it is. So we're gonna see what David Blake brings to the table this spring. Hopefully what we expect he to be. He ain't underwhelming. I ain't gonna talk no smack about the young man, because I feel like he gonna come here and make some noise. So let's move on. We're gonna talk about the linebackers. But before I do that, you already know. Now, the first linebacker I want to talk about, Mr. Wesley Bassant. Shout out to Wesley Bassant, man. One of Mario Cristobal's first recruit, one of his biggest recruit in that recruiting class that he saved when Manny Diaz had left. So, Wesley Bassant, he's been steadily improving each year. This is senior year coming up, and I'm expecting big things from Wesley. I want to at least see a 80 to 100 tackle year for Wesley Bassant. I want to see that. I want to see that kind of season because I believe he has it in him. He has seen a lot of college football at this point in his career. Freshman year, 30 total tackles. Sophomore year, 44 total tackles, 2 sacks, and a fumble recovery. And this past season, he had 59 total tackles, 2 sacks, and an INT. So this season, I want to see at least an 80-plus tackle year from my dog, Wesley Bassant. I want to see that. But this spring, we're going to see the improvement. Because I feel like he's way bigger than this 205 that they got him listed at. And I want to say Wesley at least 6'2". He look like a solid 6'2". Look a little taller than 6'1". He at least look 6'2", 225. Well, I'm going to say 6'2", 230. Because Wesley, he don't got a little wide. But shout out to Wesley Bassant, man. I want to see big things from Wesley. The next up, we got the young man, Popo Aguirre Jr. Now, this young man showed a lot of promise last year. And he probably would have played a lot more, but he got dinged up a little bit during the season. But he made a few plays, man. His first season as a freshman didn't get much playing time, only had 7 tackles. And this past season, he had 27 total tackles, 1 sack, and 1 fumble recovery. And I want to say that was for a safety also. So shout out to Popo Aguirre. I'm looking for big things from this young man. I'm ready to see if he can take that next step and be an elite linebacker, which I know he can be. And now we're going to talk about Jalen Alderman. Jalen Alderman has seen a lot of football. Last year he transferred to the U from Louisville. He got a lot of good, he had a lot of playing time last year. I ain't going to just say good playing time, but he had a lot of playing time. And he was okay out there, you feel me? He was a good pickup out of the transfer portal. So I want to see how he's looking this spring. Are he able to, to really push to be a main starter or not? Or will he just, be that role player he was last year? But that's not saying he's not a good player. Me personally, I feel like Jalen Alderman is a good player and was a good pickup. But we will see because he had a lot more production in 2023. He had 62 total tackles and a half sack. Last season, he had 23 total tackles and 1 sack. And that's maybe because, our linebacker room is a lot deeper last year than he was at Louisville. So we'll see. Maybe Jalen Alderman might turn it up a notch this spring. Push for some more playing time in the fall. Let's move on. We got the young man of Darius Hayes. The young man be flying around in practice, they say. They just say they got to teach him and let him learn the linebacker position fully at the college level. You feel me? They say he be full speed ahead, but they want him going in the right direction. The young man show a lot of potential in practice. Any young man, the size is not an issue when it comes to a Darius Hayes. 6'4", 230 at middle linebacker. Hey, I love it. Man, he got some speed on him. He got some wheels on him too. So we're going to see if a Darius Hayes is able to turn it up a notch. Feel me? Because they got the DC in his linebacker room, coach. Feel me? Coach Corey Helderman. So I don't know. He got a long track record from different stops. But the bigger stop was Minnesota, and that was only 1 year. So we're going to see what Coach Corey Helderman can do with our linebackers and with our defense as a whole. And the next guy up, I feel like got the most, well, I ain't going to say the most potential, but got a lot of potential is Cam Pruitt. And I don't know, maybe Cam Pruitt put on a little bit more size, but who knows, man? He is that unique linebacker type nickel that, a lot of teams are using these days out here. Kind of position that Georgia wanted to use Tyreek Stevenson for, but he didn't want to play that. He wanted to come to the U and play boundary corner. But Cam Pruitt, man, showed a lot of potential. Had 11 total tackles last year, one forced fumble and a fumble recovery, and one INT. So I'm really ready to see and excited to see what Cam Pruitt will bring to the table this spring and in the fall. Now moving on to a freshman that everybody and their mama wanted, even their aunties, uncles, and cousins, and that's Kevin Wiley. Kevin Wiley coming from Armwood, from Sefner, Florida. Listen, 6'4", 225, and they saying already in conditioning program the young man is turning heads like, who is that? The man look like a senior already. Ain't no way he's a freshman. How you telling me he's a freshman? You trying to fool me or something? You playing tricks on my eyes? The young man look like he's a senior. And that's Kellen Wiley. Kellen Wiley, man, listen, Texas wanted him, everybody wanted him, and I can see why from the pictures I've seen of them boys working out and stuff. The young man is huge. And if he could learn the playbook, you never know. You might see him out there early. I'm trying to tell you. 4-star, I feel like shit. Hey, he could prove the world that he should have been 5-star when he get out here in this spring. And the next guy we're going to talk about is Ezekiel Marcellin. If I pronounce that correctly, I don't want to mess up the band last name, so bear with me if I messed up his last name. But Ezekiel Marcellin, 3-star from Miami Central. You know that high school, they have some dogs. They always develop their players and have them ready to play. Let me say that better, because that came out real country. Develop their players and have them ready to play. But this is a hard hitter, man. It's one of them hard hitting linebackers. I ain't gonna lie to you. And he real smart. I only feel like he's a 3-star because he's only 5'11" and a half, almost 6 foot. That's the only reason I feel like he's a 3-star. But you never know, the young man might hit a growth spurt. Even if he don't, I've seen some great linebackers that's not that big do some big things. There's a few of them in the NFL. I can't think of none off the top of my head, but hey, let's see what the young man can do. Let's see what the young man can bring to the table. Because I know one thing, when he was in high school, he was a headhunter. He was out there laying that wood, and he loved to hit. So moving on, we finna start talking about the defensive backs. Yeah, man. So far, I like what I see as far as how the roster look on the defensive side of the football. Because we can't be nowhere near how we was last year. We got to be a lot better. We got to do better. And we got to see better as Miami Hurricanes fans. We got to witness better football. And I feel like that'll get Hard Rock filled on Saturdays if Miami Hurricanes is dominating again. You did? But moving on to the defensive backs, man. We got my boy Damari Brown, 6'2", 195. Listen, Damari Brown, he can play boundary corner. He can play nickel. Hell, they even talking about that he might have a chance to play safety. He was battling injuries last year, but he had a pretty interesting freshman season, though, because he locked down some guys and put the clamps on some guys that people thought he wasn't going to be able to handle last year, particularly in the Florida State game, what I'm talking about. But his freshman season, he had 14 total tackles. This past season, like I said, he was battling injuries. He only played, I want to say, 2 to 3 games. So we're going to see what Damari Brown brings to the table, man. I want to say they probably redshirt him. He's going to be a redshirt sophomore next season. So we're going to see, man. But let's talk about our freshman standout, freshman All-American O.J. Federic Jr., man. What a surprise, man. He was a 3-star coming out of high school, coming from St. Thomas Aquinas, but he was ready. The young man came ready to ball and ready to play, man. Showed a lot of promise through camp last year. And now this camp, he's coming in as a big dog, All-American. 27 total tackles last year and 1 INT. So we're going to see what my boy O.J. Federic brings to the table in his sophomore year coming into this spring. See if he learned any more tricks. See if he done got better. See if he can understand these offenses and what they trying to bring to the table and throw at him even better in his sophomore season. So shout out to O.J. Federic, man. One of my favorite freshmen from last year. And let's talk about the young man, Dylan Day, man. He got a lot of playing time on special teams last year. And he from the Baton Rouge, Louisiana area. 6'2", 200, got a lot of size on him. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to let this young man play safety or corner. Because this defensive back room don't got so swole. It don't did a 360 turn in a matter of months. Our defensive back room look completely different in a good way. I like the additions that we had because competition, you feel me, gonna bring the big dogs to the top, and the little pups go ahead and hide in the corner if you ain't ready. A lot of the little pups, they might decide to transfer. And when I mean by little pups, I mean by guys that's running for competition. That's all I'm saying. But I don't think Dylan Day is one of those guys who run for competition. I feel like he's going to step up to the challenge this spring and show the coaches that he deserves some playing time. Now, moving on is another young guy that played on the other side of O.J. Frederican High School, and that's Ryan Mack. They say Ryan Mack went up against some of the best South Florida wide receivers in the nation when he was in high school and shut a lot of them down. And they say he was looking real good in last year's spring also, but he was dinged up this season, so that's why he really couldn't get no playing time. Because, hey, if he was healthy, I feel like he damn sure deserved it from what we were seeing out there this season. Hey, am I wrong for saying that? Am I wrong for being honest? Because this past season, we was burnt toast. Our defensive back was burnt toast, and the wide receivers of the opposing team had the jelly. They were just spreading it all over them. But, moving on. We got a freshman coming in, Jabari Antone, coming from Louisiana, another Louisiana guy. A highly rated 4-star. They say he got a lot of potential. He played also quarterback in high school, also quarterback and cornerback. So the man is athletic. He's a highly athletic young man. I don't know much about the youngster, but I'm looking forward to hear a lot about him coming into this spring. And I heard he was facing an injury coming in, so I'm not sure if he's going to be fully participating in the spring or he's just going to be like doing conditioning drills until he's fully healthy. So that's why I mentioned the young man, because I know he will be conditioning, but I don't know if he will fully be participating. Might have on one of them red shirts with the pads, who knows. And moving on to our next freshman, man, Chris Ewald Jr., coming from Chaminade, Madonna. That high school, they just breeding talent. And this young man, I just love his demeanor. He's just so calm, cool, and collect. He just got that dog mentality to him, I feel like. A highly rated 4-star, man. And he actually played corner in high school. I love when we get corners that actually play corner in high school. That's what he mainly do. You go out there, you tell him who his man is, and he trying to go lock him down. I'm interested to see what he brings to the table this spring also. So shout out to Chris Ewald Jr., man. Now we're going to get into some of those transfer portal players. Now, Xavier Lucas, I'm mentioning him with the cornerbacks because I don't know if he's going to play cornerback or safety. I've been hearing he might play safety. But we stole this joker from Wisconsin. They hating on us. They mad because he didn't want to be there no more. They tried to hold him against his will, but no, we wasn't going for that. And my dog Xavier Lucas wasn't going for that, nor was his lawyer. So they did what they had to do to get my young man to the U. But last year was his freshman year at Wisconsin. He had 18 total tackles, 1 sack, and 1 INT. The young man is a baller, man, from Pompano Beach, Florida, 6'2", 198. Love the size, man. And another young man coming from Washington State. We taking a lot of players from there. Shout out to Cam Ward. But Ethan O'Connor had a real nice year last season, and I've been hearing he's been making some noise in the conditioning program as of now. So I'm really ready to see what my dog do this spring. I'm really ready to see if he's able to take and lock up that other side of the cornerback position. Because I feel like as of now, we got all this talent in there. It ain't nobody's job safe. If you want to keep your job, you're going to have to let the coaches know that you undeniably the best man for the job. But Ethan O'Connor last year, his freshman year, 32 total tackles and 4 INTs. A true ball hawk, and we need that at the U. I want to see more INTs this upcoming season because I didn't feel like we had enough last year. And we got another transfer from the University of Arizona, Emmanuel Carnley. He had a few moments of action last season. He was a freshman last year, and I love the fact that we're getting some young guys in the transfer portal also that can still develop and grow with this program. Not guys that are just going to be one and done. But the young man, Emmanuel Carnley, 16 total tackles last season. So what I really love about this guy is the size. 6'3", 184. We got ourselves an old Sauce Gardner out here. So hopefully Coach Will Harris, Zach Efforts, and everybody else that's in the defensive coaching staff, side of the ball, can develop these young men and make them the greatest they could be and help these guys get to the NFL and put some respect on the University of Miami name when it comes to their defensive backs and their defensive back development. So let's move on. I'm going to talk about the safeties. And these the last room I'm going to talk about. Well, this is the last room I'm going to talk about. I'm talking about these, the last room I'm going to talk about. I'm so country, it don't make no sense, dog. I got to get it together. I'm going to get it right one day, though. But as of now, let's go with the flow. Let me get this water, and we're going to talk about the safeties. You feel me? Markeith Williams was a highly rated 4-star coming out of high school, going into his junior season. His freshman season, he had a little bit of playing time, 3 tackles. Sophomore season, 15 tackles, 6 assists. And last season, I feel like he should have had a lot more playing time than he did. Had 13 total tackles last season. And honestly, the size, I feel like he weighed more than the 175 that ESPN got him listed as of now. Even though he's been struggling with the weight gain, I feel like he has put on a little bit more weight than when he first got to the University of Miami. Because, hey, the young man was brittle. But what I will say about Markeith Williams, he packs a punch. And I feel like he is a true coverage safety. He can really corner. He can really cover. He can really corner. He can really cover out there at the safety position. And I feel like he got good ball skills. He's one of those guys that can be able to get some more interceptions for us this season if he get more playing time. But we shall see, man, because the competition will be fierce. And I don't want to see this young man go. Hopefully he stick it out, fight, and get him a starting job this upcoming season. But you got to show the coaches this spring that you're ready, Markeith. And I really want to see him put on a little bit more weight. If we can get Markeith to 190, hey, it's going to be something serious. But next up, my boy Zaquan Patterson. This is another young man I'm looking forward to seeing this spring. 6 foot. What is 600? 6 foot, 195 pounds. 19 total tackles last season. I feel like he should have got a little bit more playing time also because, man, the defensive back room was looking crazy last year. And now that I think about it, the defensive coordinator was the defensive backs coach for the most part, Coach Lance Guidry. Well, he was the safeties coach. Yeah, it looked kind of crazy, man. He had all safety looking kind of crazy. And I feel like Mish Powell should have been in the boundary, not the boundary, but at the nickel position the whole time, instead of back there at the safety position. Because he was never a true safety. He played at Washington at nickel. He was at Washington playing at nickel position. So, Zaquan Patterson, I'm really looking forward to see the growth that he will show this spring. Hopefully, get some good looks out there as far as what we see and hear about spring practice, and hopefully we get a good look from the spring game. I'm looking forward to seeing it this year. Not as in going there. I'm probably gonna be watching it on TV. I ain't no ticket holder. This year they doing it at I can't think of the stadium name again, but it's a stadium that's on campus. You feel me? Right there behind I want to say the girls' baseball field or whatnot. So yeah, man. Really looking forward to see what Zaquan Patterson brings to the table. I feel like the development that he got last year, I don't know if Coach Lance Guidry did the safeties that much justice. I feel like they was out of position a lot and wasn't there where they needed to be. Is that coaching? Is that players? We will see this year. We sure will, because we got a whole nother defensive coordinator. So we start seeing some of the same thing as last year. I don't know. Coach Mario, you might have picked the wrong guy. And that's just speaking hypothetically, not saying with a stamp on it. But we're gonna talk about the next young man, transfer portal pickup from Jacksonville State, Zachariah Porter, one of the top rated safeties out of the portal. I want to say he was number 2 out of next to that guy that was from Iowa. I don't know where he went. I can't even think of the man's name, but Zachariah Porter had a big year as a redshirt freshman last year. 77 total tackles and 3 INTs, 2 fumble recoveries. 6'2", 190 out of Wildwood, Florida, and he grew up a Miami Hurricane fan. So I like this pickup, man. The young man showed that he can be able to play on the college football level, even though it's a step under the Power 4 level. But when I really want to think about it, though, the ACC ain't all that. It might be some G5 schools, whoop some schools that's in the ACC. Like, who really scared of Virginia and schools like that? So I feel like the young man can come in the ACC and play just as he good on the other level. Feel me? They Division I football, even though they G5, because I don't think Jacksonville State one of those D2 scopes programs. I think they G5. I think they're a G5 program in the Sun Belt Conference or Conference USA or something of that nature. I know they're in one of those conferences, you feel me? Group of 5 conferences. But I feel like Zachariah Porter is going to show a lot of potential. Looking forward to see him also in the spring, man. So these are some players you should know this spring, this upcoming season, man. I'm really ready for the season to start, though. I can't wait. And in the meantime, while you guys are waiting for the college football season to return or the NFL season to return, y'all check out the UFL, man. The UFL start March 28th. You feel me? You might see some guys that you've seen before, some former Hurricanes out there playing for some of those teams. You know, just some good old football to watch in the spring, you feel me, when you don't got nothing to do. It be on major networks like ESPN, Fox, feel me, and this ain't no sponsorship or nothing. I'm just trying to get more eyes to the league, feel me, support the league, especially if you're a big football fan, if you love football. Nothing wrong watching UFL. Is there anything else I want to talk about before I get up out of here? I guess not. So, with that being said, like, share, subscribe, man. It's all about the youth. Go Canes, man. We need us an ACC championship, baby. You feel me? ACC championship or bust. That's what I'm saying. Ain't no reason why we shouldn't be able to win the ACC. And I'm going to leave it with that, man. DP is out, baby. Dog, there's one player I almost forgot. My dog, Amari Wallace, 4-star from Miami Central. The young man is a real stud. See, he got hurt his senior year, some kind of leg injury, I want to say. But they say the young man back. They say the young man healthy. And they say he ready to go. They say he out there in the conditioning proportion of this season and doing what it do. He out here on the grind, ready to show the coaches that he ready to play some football and he ready to be a dominant true freshman out there and force for some playing time. So we're gonna see what Amari Wallace do. I couldn't leave him out. I couldn't forget about my dog. But with that being said, deuces, baby. It's all about the you, man. I almost messed up.